So the head and for the showroom pose, head and the necks basically stay the same. And then you're just going to shift, and the thing is that you can shift the shoulders either way, but this time I'm going to shift them this way, and there's 3 rules that you need to follow when you are thinking about the showroom pose. And the first is that when you've got the rising shoulder, you're going to have a falling hip. So if this shoulder goes down like this, and it goes up over here, the hip line is going to come, if it's rising shoulder, it's going to be falling hip. Okay? So your hip line is going to shift a little bit here. Now if your shoulder line shifts, you're going to want to imagine a new line going across this for the bust. The bust line also shifts with the shoulder. The waist shifts with the low hip. So for your robot, that means that your arm is going to go down a little bit on the side where the shoulder goes down, and it's going to come up. And so that's why I put it on this grid here, is because it comes down a little bit to the crotch level, but it's going to lower just a tad on this side, and the hip's going to come up on this side. And then for this one over here, the wrist usually comes down below the fore or the hip line, but I'm going to raise it up a little bit. So you're going to have a dynamic that looks like this with the body. Okay? So another thing, that's like, those are like the first 2 rules. Okay? Rising shoulder, falling hip, falling shoulder, rising hip. Okay? I'm going to pause this for a second because I'm going to demonstrate on my body.
The inner part of the thigh, where the crotch is what connects with this line that we put the dot on at the bottom. And so the outer side of the thigh is just going to be
it's going to connect.
It's not going to connect on the same dot.
No, it is going to. It's this. Okay, so look at this.
Where's the actual dot then?
Okay, so this is the pit of the neck. This
Right.
is something that we've already established.
Yeah, I have that.
So we're on the balance line.
Right. At
Okay?
the bottom.
We're at the balance line.
Straight down.
Right.
Okay.
So what we're doing is we're simply swinging the leg over slightly,
Okay.
so that instead of it coming down over here,
Right.
we're moving it so that the center of it is right here on the balance line. Now, you notice here that the outside connects to the low hip and the inside connects to the crotch. So nothing's changed there. We've simply moved that leg over slightly.
I got that part, but they're not on the same line. But
Yes, that's what I'm talking about.
what's the space between the ankle and the outer side of the leg? In other words, is it a half an inch between those two, in order to make them?
I don't know what you're talking about. Hold on.
Okay.
So
That's a cheap, a little bit.
this waist, it's probably not going to shift that much. Nah. So you're okay. And another thing that's not really going to shift that much are the breasts, although they may come up a little bit more. If you've been making your breasts, your armpits way too high, you need to bring them down, and it's not going to look like, that you're like way over tilting on one side. Okay? So I'm just going to go through the robot one more time, okay?
Do we follow that one?
I would. All right, so for this one, okay, all right. So I'm gonna do it on the opposite side, okay? So this time, I'm gonna make it so that the right-hand side is gonna be the weight-bearing ankle, okay? So I'm gonna go ahead, I'm just gonna leave my head in the same place, brow line in the same place. You guys need time to get situated? Okay, I'll be right back. I'm gonna pause this. Like I said before, we're going the opposite direction now. The head and the neck, you can pretty much leave those in the same place. I'm gonna mark that pit of the neck, okay? We want to make sure that everything's on the balance line. Okay, I'm just reiterating the balance line. You don't have to redraw the balance line. You also want to just, move that, that's where the ankle's gonna go, right there in the center, okay? All right, on this side, we had the right side going up, so this time the right side's going down. Do not make a very, don't go like this, okay? You're voguing a little bit too much, all right? And so over here, just follow with the robot, take your breast line and make that go down as well, okay? So you can redraw a little bit that torso, okay? Now, since this side's going down and this side's going up for the shoulder and the breast, that means that the waist and the low hip are going to be going slightly upward, okay? That means that the crotch is going to be going a little bit this way as well. This is just the robot we're doing. This also means that, apologies, lower the wrist on the downside and raise the wrist a little bit on the upside, okay? So on the downside, that means, I always say crouching tiger, hidden dragon, or whatever, lower shoulder, upper, raising hip. Okay, so this over here, because it's going up, that's your weight-bearing leg. That's the one that you're gonna swing over to the center. It's just gonna be a slight shift, just to make sure you don't fall over. So the center of the ankle is going to be on the balance line. Now, your knee is going to be in the same place, basically. Now, what if I wanted to have a little bit more of a dynamic pose, a little bit more swinging out? I could move this a little bit, but I am going to note that my ankle's going to come down a little bit from that 8 line where the ankle is. So, but I'm still going to take that ankle, it's going to be the same width, and I'm going to swing it out a little bit, connecting it on the inside to the crotch, the outside to the lower hip, and then if you've made a foot at this point, you can make that go a little bit farther off. So then you're going to make that knee a little bit lower too. This also means that your elbows are going to shift slightly, okay? So that's basically the robot, and I'm just going to stop there and